So I just did that uh, short video in the park, and I was talking about the problems that can get you down and sad, depressed, uh, whether it was Epstein and all those crimes and the cover up of all those crimes, or whether it was ICE and all the brutality and inhumane treatment of other human beings, or the terrible deaths in Israel and Gaza. Probably 3,000 in Israel, probably 60 or 70,000 in Gaza, and destroyed the whole area. The war in Iran, including a bombing of an elementary school that killed over 100 children that we're not talking about. And all that's tragic and sad. But the main two issues, because of all of this, we're not even talking about the main two issues: inequality, concentrated wealth, the billionaires getting so much, reaping the rewards of our economy, making money on money, invest money in the market, you'll get a 20% return. Well, if you don't have any money, you're not going to get that. And with corporations getting high profits, and instead of helping the workers, cutting workers and giving more dividends and a higher stock price. Tragic for most Americans. The middle class, or this idea of I can get a middle class life, meaning you can own your own home, you can have some money in the bank, you can pay your bills, buy food. That's going down. And most Americans are like, man, I can't do all this. And young Americans who we've really sold out, they're not dumb. They look around and go, man, I'll never own a home. I'll never own a home. Not at the wages I get. All the money's at the top. All the money's concentrated. We've made a terrible economic system. When Trump's been elected twice, the two things they've done at the very beginning is cut taxes on the rich, which he's one of them, and his Republican partners in the Senate and House, many of them are rich too. So they're cutting their own taxes. We saw that the first time, and you voted for it, and it happened again. We're becoming less and less equal. And we're doing that. You're voting for tax cuts for the rich. So we've created a terrible inequality, an obscene inequality, which hurts community, which hurts democracy, which hurts this feeling of belonging and humanity, and we're together. But if people are losing, and they see a few people getting more and more, tell me what, your flag, you're waving this flag, what does that mean? The rich are getting richer, and most of us are going down. What does your flag mean if you're not fighting for other Americans? That's what you have to fight for. Is the idea of honor and equality. And everybody deserves a good life. Everybody needs a good life, and not this stress and strain and paying high rent and high mortgages, higher than the wages or wealth that they have. Wealth has concentrated. We don't talk about that. We've been taught that that's freedom. That's freedom to gain more and more, to gain hundreds of billions of dollars. So that's one issue. We're not even talking about that because we're dealing with wars and ICE and Epstein. and other things that are taking our, and that may be tactical, this idea of what did Bannon say, flood the zone. So many things, people won't know what to do. Yeah, it's confusing. We have to be better citizens and understand part of the time they're trying to do that. They're trying to make us confused. We have to figure things out. I'm sorry, it's not easy being a citizen. It's not. Never will be. Never will be. There's too many things to we have responsibilities for, and that's our responsibility as a human being and as a citizen. That's the way it is, and we can do it, but we have to become better at it. So the second main issue would be global warming, of course, and it's getting worse and worse. And now we have a president that says, this doesn't even exist. So he's cutting everything that helps protect Mother Nature and Earth and the climate and pushing us back toward fossil fuels and warming the Earth more and more. And what that does is there's more moisture in the air, which can create, and a warm ocean, which can create these storms and floods because of more moisture. But also, they say that moisture is coming out of the ground and ending up more in the ocean. So the ground where we grow our food, more drought, more desertification, turning into deserts, more fires, water scarcity, increase in the price of food. Colorado River, people fighting over it against big agricultural livestock farms. It takes 600 gallons of water to make a cheeseburger. I like cheeseburgers, but it takes too much water. We're going to have to move away. Have to be just smarter. How do we live in harmony with nature? We can't tell nature, you're going to do this. No, that's not going to work. It's not working. We've been doing that. It's not working. So I just wanted to put that out there. All these other issues that we're dealing with, which we need to deal with, but the main two, we need more equality. We need to take care of each other. We all need a home, a nice home, a decent home. Doesn't have to be a palace. Nobody deserves a palace, but a decent home and food, clean water, energy. Energy prices are going up. These are just basics. Let's do the basics first, and then we can move on from there. Our higher needs, such as feeling of accomplishment and feeling of belonging and fulfilling our potentials. That's why we're here. We're not here to be here. We have to raise ourselves up to a higher level. And after we get all the basics done for everybody, we're going higher. We're amazing light forms, powerful. All sorts of power inside of us. But we have to create the good society that nurtures that and helps us grow. And some will need more care. What is it? Matthew 25, 35 to 40. How you treat the least of mine is how you treat me. I learned that when I was working with the homeless. I'm not a Christian, but I like some teachings of Jesus, no doubt. That's a good one. That's a good one. Or when the guy says, what's the greatest commandment? And he said, love God and love each other. I like that. It's easy to remember. How do we love each other? Well, we become good citizens. We try to understand all the issues. We try to take care of each other and take care of the earth. Yeah. It's a challenge, baby. We've got a lot of power and abilities and blessings and gifted and talented. Everybody's gifted and talented in different ways. And we can work together in a democracy and discuss and debate and figure out the best way to live as a human being and live together as human beings and live in harmony with this beautiful Eden, this paradise in the middle of cold, dark space that we've been given. We are blessed. Let's act like it, my brothers and sisters.